And this is Albert. Greetings to you all in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So the prophetic word for today is enlarge. Today, God is going to enlarge your territory. Your life is going to be enlarged in every aspect. And you're going to see such a enlargement in your life. And God is telling that I am a God who brings forth an enlargement. So first and foremost, if you look at the God's word, that in the Psalm 119 and verse 32, God is telling that I enlarge your heart. So heart is something God is enlarging you right now. Because when heart is enlarged, then everything else is enlarged, because like you have a greater faith and you have a greater, life, and you think beyond the four walls, and you are really your imaginations are like above and beyond. So you don't have like a stingy mindset or like a very fear mindset. So God is enlarging the heart. That's what in the book of Psalms 119 and verse 32 says. So that is such amazing. Today I declare and decree that God is enlarging your heart to be of good cheer, and you are not going to let your heart be troubled. So when your heart is very, very small and very, very shrinking, when I say, I'm not talking about your physical heart, I'm talking about your, spiritual heart, your heart that connects with God. So that is enlarged, then you can able to, see and discern the things of God. And there are so many things that God is telling, I'm going to enlarge your heart to begin with. That is the beginning. So, and then in the 2 Corinthians 6:11 says that Paul, he went and ministered to Corinthians, and then he's telling, our hearts are wide open. So what he's telling is that we did not hide anything from you. We wanted to share everything. We wanted to, stay with you and minister. And we don't want to just rush up, and we don't want it to just, come for any personal benefits, but we want to come so that with a wide open heart we are coming, so that you will be enriched with every mystery of God, every blessings of God, every grace of God. So that is what like Paul is telling. Our heart is wide open when we come to you, and we freely spoke to you, not with some agenda, not with some hidden goal, not with some kind of like manipulation, but he's telling that we come and I speak to you very open heartedly, very, very open. As a father always, speak, especially like father and mother, they speak open heart. So they don't really, your parents, they don't really have a crooked mindset to talk about like something in a fishy way, but rather they talk to you in a generous way, in an open way, in a plain, transparent way. So that's what Paul is telling. So when God touches your heart, your words become, so blessing for millions and so blessing for billions. So God himself will make you like that. And today God is telling, I bless your heart. I bless your heart. I bless your heart. I enlarge your heart. I enlarge your territory. I enlarge your heart, so you will have greater things to ponder upon in your heart. You won't really ponder upon so many stress and strain and the fear, but your heart is enlarged to the enlargement how God is, so that your heart, God is so big. In order for your heart to discern him, you need a bigger heart. So that's why God is telling like, I come and knock at your heart. So because, and then when he comes, you need an enlargement. When he comes, obviously, you are the only single person lived all these years or days, but now Jesus came, so it automatically enlarges, there is more place. It's like a balloon. Like when you blow a balloon, it becomes bigger. The same way when Jesus came into your heart, he expands your heart, enlarges your heart. That is what really amazing to see that God told in the, Psalms 119 as well. And then 2 Samuel 22 and verse 37 says, you enlarge my steps under me, and my feet have not slipped. I was really like right before this call. So this is like a mouse pad, this is like a track pad. If you put this under the feet, this is very small. Like if you put it under the feet, it's like a tiles, right? It's like a tiles. If somebody is telling, okay, stand on this, and if you put under the feet, it's like very tiny. So God is telling, I'm really expanding this, what is under your feet, because it is so slippery, it's so like tiny, and you are not able to stand on it. So rather, God is telling here, I'm giving you a land, I'm giving you a place, I'm giving you a territory. Here, this is a map, it's a piece of a map. I need to put together the whole map. This is a portion of it. So God is telling, I will put this under your feet. I'll give you the land and the territory. You no longer live under a small, kind of a tent, small hut, where like it is like a small slippery feet, under your feet, it is like very slippery like this, like very, very very small, but rather God is telling, I'll give you a land, I'll give you a place, I'll give you, like a position, I'll give you a bigger piece where you can able to stand with stability, and you will not be shaken, and you will be, your feet will be so strengthened. That's what God told to Samuel. God told, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just give you some small tiny place where you can able to stand and slip and fall and trip and fall, but rather I'm going to give you like a land. I'm going to give you a kind of a strong kind of like a grip, like a strong enlargement. So that is what God is telling I'm going to do in your life. So how many of you believe? So God is telling, I'm going to expand your territory, I'm going to enlarge you. That's what your steps will not be slippery anymore, because what is under your step is expanded, enlarged. He's giving a bigger things to be under your feet, so that you will be stand with a very good traction and very good blessing. So that is such an amazing blessedness that we see right there. And then, like in the 1 Kings chapter 4 and verse 29, as we see, now God gave Solomon wisdom and very great discernment and breadth of mind, like the sand that is on the seashore. So God expanded the wisdom of Solomon. Today I declare and decree, many of you, God is expanding your wisdom, expanding your knowledge, expanding your revelation, expanding your spiritual gifts, expanding all the, memory power that you need, expanding your vision sight, so that your sight will be like not dimmed, like Moses' sight was never dimmed, even at the 120. So his eyes was so sharp, crystal clear. So your strength is going to be expanded. Your muscles are going to be expanded, enlarged in a stronger way, right? In a stronger way, in a more fit way. So God is going to expand every areas of your life. Similar to how God expanded Solomon, He's going to give you this wisdom, and He's going to give you this understanding that's going to be, we are going to start understanding things in an expanded way. So it's amazing to see. And then the 1 Chronicles chapter 4 and verse 10, such an amazing word that we see. Now Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my border, and your hand might be with me, and you would keep me from harm, and it is not so that it may not pain me." And God granted him what he requested. So he asked, Jabez made a bold prayer. So it is amazing to see that, like Jabez, his mother, birthed her with pain, and then she named him as a, sorrow. He makes sorrowful. Like he's a man of sorrow. His name itself, the meaning of Jabez is sorrow. And then because her mother had a probably like a very, very, very tough delivery, so she named him as Jabez prophetically, but unfortunately everybody is calling him as, is in English probably like, here comes the pain, so Mr. Pain, come here. So that is how they have been like calling Jabez. Jabez was really wounded, and he was hurt, and he was really going through a lot of pain. So he asked God, enlarge my territory. So do you know, yesterday we saw that God always prospers you above your enemies in such a way that so they won't be in the same level to attack you in the first place. So you'll be like in the next level. So you'll be like promoted to the next level, elevated to the next level. So you'll be above the reach. So that's the reason why God prospers you to take you to the next level, so that you can be fulfilling the mission of God, the purpose of God, the assignment of God. He's not prospering you for any selfish reasons, for the kingdom cause, because you are His beloved son, because you are His beloved daughter. So God wants to prosper you above your enemies. So that's why God said, I anoint your head with oil. Before the enemies, I put a table before the eyes of the enemies. So, and your cup will overflow. When it is overflow, all of them, when you overflow with the oil, when someone tries to come and hurt you, they will be like tripped over in the oil, because the oil is overflowing. People who are coming with receiving, they will receive the oil. People who are coming with hurting you, they will be tripped, and they will be slipped over by the oil that is overflowing in your life. That is the blessing that God is really doing in your life. And God is telling Jabez, I answer you right now. I'm answering you, Jabez. Many Jabez are here in this call. So in this video, in this live, this is not a call. So many Jabez are here. God is telling that I'm expanding your territory. I'm expanding your territory. I'm enlarging your territory. I'm expanding your boundary. I'm telling, God is telling that I'm going to make sure that your your boundaries expanded, so that like when your boundary is very small, so many people are around you, very nearby, very next to you. Like now if they want to come to you, they have to really stand at the boundary and then get a permission. Can I come inside? So you'll be like in the middle of the boundary. The boundary is bigger. So, and you'll be in the center. So, right, but the boundary is like very, very far away. Since your boundary is very small, everybody's mocking you, everybody's knocking you, everybody's hurting you. So I'm not telling that you should be like socially isolated. That's not what I'm telling. So because you will reach out to the people and you'll bring many people in. But the thing is, when your boundary is set, the enemy cannot able to come. That's why I'm talking about the enemy. Enemy can able to use people. Enemy can able to use anyone. So enemy can able to come, like in a different form. But God is telling me, expanding your boundary. I'm enlarging your territory. So no one can able to come near you. So, like that is something amazing. So Jabez asked, like meaningful prayer, a wisdomful prayer. Like all my brothers and they call themselves a brother, but they are not brothers. They are really hurting me, wounding me, and everybody is causing, like pain to me. And I'm really so much tired of this life, and nothing is prosperous, and nothing is really happening in my life. God, expand my territory, enlarge my territory. Like what God did, God expanded his territory, and God gave him a bigger proportion, and God gave him a, like a bigger place for him to move around and walk around, and strengthened and empowered, and his life was elevated to the next level. And today God is going to do the same thing in your life. God is telling, I'm expanding your territory. I'm enlarging your territory. God is giving you new vision. And yesterday we saw visions and dreams, and God is giving you new visions and dreams, and God is giving you expanded visions, expanded dreams, enlarged dreams, and enlarged territory is coming upon your life. Something amazing to ponder upon. And as we see here in the Psalms 118, Psalms 108 and verse 5, for my distress I call upon the Lord. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. Today you may be in a crunchy place. You may be in a place like where like, wow, I never expected that, my lifestyle, my, like my job or my career or everything is like kind of a small, my business is completely shut down. So God is telling, you call upon the Lord in the distress. You may be going through a distress, but God is telling, I'm going to enlarge the place. I'm going to enlarge. Lord, set me in a large place. God is going to take you and set you in a large place. God is going to take you. When I was in a different state, God told, I'm going to take you to Atlanta, Georgia, and then I'm going to expand. I'm going to enlarge. I'm going to give you a new position, new place there, new place to dwell, to live, to thrive, to move, to walk in the prophetic, to move in the shift and the glory of God. So I'm going to take you to this place. So every place is special for God. Every place. So wherever you are, like God is telling, I'm going to take you uniquely, because like God prepares things, ordains things. God gave one place for Abraham, and God gave one place for Joseph, his grandson, that in the Egypt he was prosperous. The city or the place doesn't matter. Where God has for you, when he takes you, and when he takes you to that place becomes expanded, elevated, and enlarged, and it is going to be favorable for you. That's why like wherever Isaac goes and dug a well, there was a water. So while others dug a well, there is only like charcoal or like something else, not water. So that is the difference. When you have a covenant with God, that's a good news. That is a blessed thing. So God is telling that like, I'm going to enlarge. I'm going to set you up in the large place. That's what like David is telling. I called upon the Lord in distress, and he answered me. How did God answer? He really put him on a large place. That's an amazing to see. God is going to put you on a large place where you will thrive for the glory of God. And Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 2, enlarge the place of your tent, stretch out the curtains of your dwelling, spare not, lengthen your cords, and strengthen your pegs. God is telling, stretch your tent, expand your tent. Every time when God built something, he always really built bigger. First time God told you to build the Noah's Ark. But Jesus said, I will go and build your mansions for you, which is bigger than the Noah's Ark. I strongly believe God is giving a revelation here today about the Noah's Ark and the heaven that Jesus is building for all of us to dwell. And it is something amazing to see that, always God, first temple compared to the first temple, the second temple is bigger. First temple in the Moses time, it was small tabernacle. It's a moving tent. God told Solomon, build bigger, build bigger. He said like, build bigger, put gold everywhere, put all the precious stones, acacia wood, and put all the things painted with the silver and then gold, and all the things, all the lintel and the lampstand should be gold. God said like, that is not the case with the first temple of God or the tabernacle that God really built through Moses. It is very small in size, and probably barely very few people can go inside. But the temple of Solomon was so bigger. Amazing to see that Jesus was really referring that it's so bigger. And so many 100,000 people can able to easily, like gather around the temple and have things happen there. And God built now millions and billions of people that is in heaven. And always God is a God having an enlargement plan. Like your yesterday is bigger. Your today is bigger than yesterday, in other words. So your today is bigger than yesterday. So the miracles that God is going to today is bigger or enlarged than the yesterday. So that's why don't compare anything. That's what Jesus told. The miracles that you do, you will do greater things than I do. Jesus was telling, my kingdom is always advancing, ever increasing, ever glory. Always it is going to be enlarged in nature. That is the nature of God. You cannot help yourself because God's nature is like that. You have the same nature. You want to do best every time, right? Every time you may be a business owner, you want to deliver best things for your customer. If you are maybe working for a project or in a company, you want to do best thing. You may be having your own company, you wanted to provide best thing every time. You don't want, because that's the nature of God. You don't want to settle for less. You always wanted to be having an expanded vision, enlarged vision. That is the nature of God. God is giving you such a, like a wisdom and also strength, potential, ability to you today to walk in such a, like enlarged manner. First of all, like God is enlarging your heart, and that heart enlarged, so then everything is enlarged. Genesis 9:27. This is amazing. Like Noah named his third son as Japheth, or Japheth. Japheth. So that's how you pronounce, I believe. So Japheth. So a third son of Noah. You can look up. His name is Enlarge. May God enlarge Japheth. His name meaning itself is enlarge in Hebrew. So in the Hebrew, so Noah is telling my third son Japheth, he needs to be enlarged. So like here Jabez means like kind of like a very painful man, but God said, I'm going to enlarge you. But here prophetically Noah is keeping the third son name as Japheth, and the Japheth means enlarged, to be enlarged, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let the Canaan be his servants. He's telling when you enlarge, everybody will serve. So it's amazing to see that it's not about like any kind of like a different mindset, but this is mainly God is expanding the territory, enlarging before the eyes of your enemy. Before the eyes of your enemy, God is enlarging your vision. So that is how God did. God expanded and enlarged the territory of David. So when David became king, so all the areas where the Philistines were really capturing, gathering, sitting, and then taking possession. So David enlarged the boundary exactly to the level where God really ordained. God has a boundary, but many of you, including like me and many other times, like we are shrink in certain areas. God is telling it is a joy. No, this is not the joy I intended. I have an enlarged joy, but you are still like 10% of the joy. Wisdom, you have like probably 25%. Like, can you? So as you ask God, God will enlarge to the 100% of your wisdom and energy, divine health. Maybe like you are well, but sometimes you get certain things. So God is telling your divine health, enlarge. I'm enlarging your divine health. God is telling your possession. God is telling, I'm going to enlarge your possession. There is a boundary for God, but God is telling that I will enlarge to the maximum potential that I have planned for you, prepared for you. So I'm not limiting you. I'm enlarging you today. So prophetically, God is releasing this word to you. He's enlarging your vision. He's enlarging your area. He's enlarging your boundary. He's enlarging your possession. He's enlarging your business. He's enlarging your life. He's enlarging your every aspects of your life. God is enlarging. So that's how like Noah, like named his son, third son as Enlarge, be enlarged. And exactly, God also told the same, like God really enlarged the Japheth, and it's amazing to see. And Deuteronomy 19:8 says that in the Deuteronomy 19:8, if the Lord your God enlarges your territory, just as he has sworn to your fathers and gives you all the land which he promised to give your fathers. So this is amazing. So God is going to enlarge your territory, because like God has a unique territory. Like some of you, God is telling, I'm going to take you to a different nation. I have a territory for you. I will take you to every territory. God will bring divine connection and he will take you to nations. Or some of you, God will take you to different state that God have planned for you. Maybe you are in a place where that is not meant for you to stay and settle. It's a temporary place where you are. God is saying, I'm going to take you to a new place. I'm going to take you to an expanded territory. I'm going to take you to the new elevation. So, like you don't have to compare one person with the other. You are unique. You have a unique plan. You have a unique mantle. You have a unique purpose, right? So God is taking you to the new place. So God could have really brought Canaan to Abraham, but God told, you have to travel to Canaan. Canaan won't come to you. You have to travel, Abraham. Are you ready? So God is asking you the same. Are you ready? I'm going to take you in a journey. Are you ready? I'm going to take you. I'm going to shift you. I'm going to take you to a new position, new level, new elevation. So as you are ready, God is telling that I will really going to do greater things. And then as you see here, so in the Exodus 34 and verse 24, for I will cast out the nations before thee and enlarge thy border. Neither shall any man desire thy land, and thou shalt go up, appear before the Lord, thy God, thrice in the year. So God is telling, I will cast out the nations before you. Meaning like even if a nation is stopping you to thrive, God is telling, I will eradicate that. So God is telling that anything that is coming as a stumbling block, what heaven started in you, hell cannot stop. When God decides to enlarge you, God is going to enlarge some of your business. Some of you are doing some online business. Some of you are doing some kind of like a physical business. So God is telling, I'm going to enlarge your business. And some of you watching here, you have some e-commerce business. Some of you watching here, you have a new vision. God is giving you a fresh rhema, new products that God is giving you. And also God is telling that I'm going to give you a new business model, a new business pattern, a new beginnings that I'm going to give you in such a way that you're going to be elevated. You're going to be high above. You're going to sit it above. And God is telling, I will orchestrate everything. I will bring all things together for your good. I'm going to work together for your good. I'm going to make things. All right, I think you can see me, I believe, hopefully. Let me know. Okay, I think, yeah, you can see me now. So, yeah, I think, pretty much, God is going to enlarge your territory, expand your boundary. And today I'm going to prophesy over you and I'm going to finish this stream. So, God is a good God. He's going to do greater things in your life, and He's going to, wipe away all your tears. And God is telling, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to cleanse you. I'm going to heal you. I'm going to deliver you. Some of you are living in a very, very, congested way in your heart. It's so completely compressed by so many factors and so many seasons, so many reasons. There are so much of pain in your heart that really shrinking. I'm seeing some of your heart are really chained actually. It is really gripped with a chain, and you are really not able to have an enlarged heart because of the circumstances. It's not about you. It is something like enemy wanted to put a, kind of a net around your heart, to squeeze you, to squeeze the joy out of your heart, to squeeze the peace out of your heart. God is telling, I'm releasing such people from all the pain, all the hurt, all the wound. I'm enlarging their heart. I'm bringing them a new elevation, new settlement, a new blessedness, a new grace is coming upon you right now. A new morning is dawn in your life. And God is telling, I'm going to bring forth a financial breakthrough, financial blessing. I'm expanding the territory, enlarging the vision. I'm going to bring forth a greater glory, because God is telling, I love you so much. I care for you. Like Jabez, God is going to expand your territory. In the Second Kings, we see that they told Elisha, we are so, so many numbers. We are a company of prophets. We are so many in number, but there are very less place. Let's build a new place. And God told, and Elisha told, yeah, go ahead and build. And they built a new place. So likewise, your church is going to be enlarged. Your family is going to be enlarged. Your house is going to be enlarged. Your vision is going to be enlarged. Your mission is going to be enlarged. Your purpose is going to be enlarged. Your plans are going to be enlarged. Your all the ideas are going to be enlarged. Your bank balance is going to be enlarged. Your your health is going to be enlarged. Your heart is going to be enlarged. Your mind is going to be enlarged. Your wisdom is going to be enlarged. And your your energy, strength, potential, ability, wellness, wholeness, everything is going to be enlarged. And God is enlarging, and God is bringing a healing, enlargement in the area, even in the areas of healing. It is going to be enlarged. Your prophetical gift is going to be enlarged. Your ministerial gift is going to be enlarged. Your talents are going to be enlarged. Your favor is going to be enlarged. Your honor is going to be enlarged. Your promotion is going to be elevated high. God is going to bring an increase and enlargement in every areas of your life. God is a good God. He loves you so much. He cares for you. So God bless you so much, and you all have a blessed night and blessed day in the other part of the world. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell button for new video notification, and share this video with others. Let everyone receive this enlargement blessing, prophetic blessing of God enlarging the life and the vision of each areas of your life. And you are going to testify, yes, God enlarged. After tonight, God God enlarged my life. After tonight, God enlarged my heart. After tonight, God enlarged my home. After tonight, God enlarged my vision. After tonight, God enlarged my business plan. You are going to testify the goodness of the Lord. Leave your comments below and let me know what God is enlarging in your life. And even some of you are going to hear this even 1 year from today. As you hear this, you are going to come up with a testimony and tell, yes, God enlarged. There was a struggle to deliver this word. We get a lot of freezing problem and issues. But God is telling, I'm going to enlarge your life. I'm going to enlarge your territory. I'm going to enlarge your boundary. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every purpose and the plan that God have detailed out, every boundary that God have marked as a margin, you'll be like pushed to that limits. You'll be like going beyond that limit. God is telling you'll be wherever you go. God told Esther, ask me, I will give you nations. Just ask of me. So all these people, they asked, like Solomon asked wisdom, God gave wisdom. Jabez asked the territory to be enlarged, God gave the territory to be enlarged. And on. Israelites, they asked the people they asked we need to be delivered from the oppression. God gave a land that is flowing with the milk and honey. And Israel is the only land you have milk, you have honey, you have like desert. We see that we have like a sea, we have a mountain, we have a snow someplace, and we have a hot summer someplace, and like desert sand someplace. You see pretty much everything. God said like whole nation is under the, I'm going to give you a glimpse of everything. You have like, you can name it. You have every plants, every cultivation, every vegetation, everything there. There is nothing missing, nothing lagging. By the way, that is the center of the whole universe. And God said, I will give you that nation. It's like that when God chooses and give you something, He gives you the best. He gives you the best. And today, do you know a good thing? Wherever you are, that is Israel. Wherever you are, that becomes Israel. You don't have to you don't have to get a citizenship in Israel to live. Wherever you are. You may be in Malaysia, you may be in Singapore, you may be in India, you may be in US, you may be in like Europe, or you may be in the Africa. Wherever you are, because of you, because of covenant that God has for you, because God is dwelling, that becomes Israel. That becomes a place of enlargement. That becomes a place of expansion. That becomes a place of territorial boundary, ground breaking, boundary breaking, limit breaking presence of God that's going to push the limits. You're going to see that I literally sense in my spirit. I sense in my spirit. I'm going to see that manifest in your life. You're going to testify the goodness of the Lord as He expands your boundary and enlarges your life. And some of you are really suffocating. God is telling me the word suffocating. Some of you are suffocating. God is telling He's going to bring you, out of the ventilator. He's going to bring you out of the ventilator. Since you're suffocating, you're artificially having ventilator. I'm talking about spiritual, but it has a physical implication too. So God is saying, I'm bringing out of you ventilators. I'm bringing out of you from this ICU situation. I'm bringing you out to a realm of immune, with a realm of a potential, with a realm of expanded territory, enlarged boundary. He loves you so much. He cares for you. God bless you. You all have a blessed day. See you all tomorrow. Amen.